Okay. Hi, this is Carol Rose Atkinson, president of ie-camft. I'm here with Maelisa Hall, and we are getting ready to do a training at camft in San Bernardino. And this subject matter, I love it. It's law and ethics, and it's documentation in the digital age. I mean, to me, that is like a new subject. I love this concept. So could you introduce yourself and kind of tell us a little bit about this? I'm really excited.
Yeah, thanks. And I'm really excited to do this too. It'll be a whole 6-hour training, so it's going to be all day, which I've actually gotten requests for quite a bit. So, but I am Maelisa Hall. I'm a clinical psychologist living in Southern California, and I help therapists simplify their documentation and, even more importantly, make it more meaningful to the work they're actually doing with clients, so that it doesn't feel like this, dark cloud over your head and this boring administrative task we always have to do that's just constantly lingering for our entire career. And instead, kind of how can we intertwine it with the clinical work we're doing and make it feel more meaningful to what we're doing. And then it actually helps us become better therapists in the process.
Well, but also, that is burnout, right? Documentation is burnout. And I'm a clinical supervisor, and I have, a lot of people that I supervise, and I'm always saying that's the thing that'll tank you. So if we can find more effective ways, I have a system that I was looking at your website, and I'm like, yeah, I've got templates for this. So I've always been making things as simple as possible. And so that is the thing that a lot of people leave the industry for, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's really sad, but I hear it a lot from, obviously, people are reaching out to me because they want help with their paperwork. So it's a little biased sample, but so many people tell me, about the fact that they've thought they might have to even have a new career, or that they've been fired from positions, or that they feel like they can't, or even people who did well when they were in an agency setting, when they had someone kind of looming over them, constantly reminding them or telling them when something was due. And then when you move into private practice, one of the big questions that comes up is like, I hear people say like, yes, I don't have to do all this paperwork anymore, but what paperwork do I have to do? And now, feeling that pressure of the legal responsibility being all on you. And so it, in a variety of scenarios, no matter what work setting you're in, it can be something that's really stressful and something that does burn people out, something that makes them doubt whether or not they're doing a good job. And then it all plays together with other parts of burnout, right? Because then it's like you go home and you can't relax because you feel like you have all this paperwork that you left at the office, and it's kind of stuck, it's hanging over you. And then maybe you don't get it done the next day, and then you're worrying about it. And then you're a little bit more stressed when you're not at work because you're not able, because you're thinking about all the things that are left unfinished. Maybe, a client that's a little bit more risky that you want to get the paperwork done for more. And then it just becomes this really horrible cycle that so many people are caught up in for years and years and years. So part of the training is going to be really like practical strategies for stuff like that, like realistically talking about these problems that I think a lot of us are embarrassed to talk about. And I hear a lot of shame from people when they fall behind in their paperwork, and it's not something you like want to like post about, right?
I am behind 240 notes right now.
So it can be this very like alone feeling, worrying about that. So part of it's going to be talking, like having a space to talk about those real things that everybody deals with at some point. And then also talking about, what are these management strategies, and then how, one of my favorite management strategies for dealing with all of this is incorporating as much of your client work into your paperwork as possible. And it helps with time, but it also helps with the quality of your paperwork, and it actually helps with your clients feeling like they are more on board. But the way in which you do that, obviously, needs to be done well, and it takes some practice. And I know it makes a lot of therapists
Mhm.
nervous. So that's a lot of what we'll be talking about too.
Yeah, so that's I'm also a business coach. So there's a client. I'm like, okay, she is really struggling with that, and I am going to have her connect up with you because it just makes so much sense. For me, I'm crazy that I can type 120 words a minute. So I do it and stare at the client. Now that's weird, a little freaky, but it's something I can do. But most people can't, and so and back in the day, I always, when I did agency work, we always used, templates, whatever we could do to not have the stress on us. But I don't remember a day that I didn't go, I have so many notes and it's supposed to be turned in 24, 48 hours. And I'm going to do what, by when, with how many intakes, and so I think that this is so relevant, just so relevant. It's been needed for so long. And I'm excited about some new subject matter with law and ethics because, I go to trainings like all the time.
I know, yeah, we all do. Yeah, and so we'll like have some different scenarios to play out because those are always fun, and that's really the thing with the difference between, like, one of the big differences between law and ethics, right, is that ideally different people will have different answers, and they might both be right, or they might both be, not so great. Like, but it's really helpful to have a place where you actually have other colleagues that are all there, and it's like, yeah, let's put this out there. Let's see what people think about it, and then you kind of get a sense for how your colleagues are thinking about these things, and what are current trends, and a lot of times, some of the people who need these trainings more than anyone are the more seasoned clinicians.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
Yes.
definitely don't think like this has to be for new people or anything, because a lot of times I'll find seasoned clinicians, people who have been practicing for 25 years. When you have those discussions, they learn all kinds of things just because they've been doing, things may be going pretty well for you. It's not that big a deal. But then you talk with people and you find all these strategies you wouldn't have thought of, or you find out about this technology that you thought was not safe, and then you learn a little bit more about it, and you're like, oh, okay, no, that actually that could be really helpful to use with my clients. So
yeah,
we're going to talk about all that stuff.
That sounds so great. You said you're from Southern California, so where are you from?
I'm in Huntington Beach right now.
You're in Huntington Beach. Okay. So so we're semi-local. I grew up in Orange County. I'm a zoo porter from Newport. So that is close by. So I don't know how we haven't, I know I've seen you online, but I haven't had a chance to meet you. So I always like to meet in real life, as many as I can,
I know. Yeah, it's funny nowadays, so many people online, and then it's like, you might know someone for years and then never even meet in person yet.
Yeah, my coach, Cheryl Muirhead in Australia. I mean, I have met her a few times, but it's like not very often. With that said, it's going to be on the 28th. It's I believe 9 to 4.
Yes.
And I don't remember all the details. And we will have lunch for you. We will have breakfast for you. Go there and come see Maelisa and see some new, ways of looking at documentation. So important. Don't feel the shame. That shame, I'm seeing that in business coaching. That is just, it just breaks my heart to watch people let documentation tank them. And when they're good, clinicians, and they're so needed. So I love that you have, it's what, QA prep. And we will put the information down below, and we'll be putting it for the registration for the event. And if you have any questions or comments, please put that down. Do you have anything further you'd like to say?
I'd say just come with an open mind. You never know what it is that you'll learn, but come ready to bring some scenarios, and if you can't attend, I have tons of free resources on my website at qaprep.com. So if you are worried about any of this stuff, even if you can't make it to the training, at least check that out, because you will absolutely find something there.
Awesome. All right, great. It's been nice meeting you, and I'll see you in a week.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you then. All
Thanks.
right, bye-bye.